that you are part of the people that are starting this project at the foundational stage.
It's time to pay your customers.
Able shareholders of SWIFTtrip. Good morning. You're all welcome to today's meeting, and I am Favor Rinami Ayo, the personal assistant to the CEO and also the national admin. And this morning, okay, sorry, my mic. All right, good morning, great minds, and we are happy to be here this morning. I believe we can all hear me. Can we hear me? Mr. Idris Ayuba, good morning, sir. I've unmuted your mic. I've given you the privilege to speak. Mr. Idris Ayuba, you're welcome. Okay. Good morning, sir. We are happy to connect with you this morning. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so we are 4 minutes off our time, and let me unmute your mic again, Mr. Ayuba. Let me mute your mic rather. Okay, so we are happy to be here, and to every one of us joining us today, we say welcome. As usual, we'll be discussing what SWIFTtrip is, what you stand to benefit as an owner of this business, and also what makes us stand out, our uniqueness, and how you as a customer of this business would benefit. So these are the areas we'll be covering in today's presentation. Okay, so and before we start, let's quickly do that exercise. Let's share and tell them we are live. We do this every day. I will never get tired of doing it. So let's just quickly tell our friends that we are live. Let's share the invite link. You're welcome. Pastor Bonnie Bush, you're welcome. Mr. Idris, you're welcome once again. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Share our invite link to everyone. Let's tell them we are live on Telegram now. We are live on Telegram. Okay? We are live on Telegram. Nobody's doing this. Okay, let me copy and share to every other platform. So we'll open this meeting with the word of prayer. And let's start. So pray, Lord, that whatever we discuss, we commit into your hands in the name of Jesus Christ. The speakers of today's meeting, we'll pray for you to speak through them in the name of Jesus Christ. And the listeners will ask for better understanding in the name of Jesus Christ. We commit this meeting open in the name of God the Father, in the name of God the Son, and in the name of God the Holy Spirit. Amen and amen. Thank you all. Okay, so to the viewers out there, we say thank you and thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so with me I have Divine Amadi. Let me introduce myself. I am Favor Rinami Ayo, the personal assistant to the CEO and the national admin. And this morning I have with me Divine Amadi. She'll be joining us in the presentation of today. Okay, so now Divine will quickly tell us what SWIFTtrip is all about. My network. Okay, can we hear me? Can we hear me? Okay, so Thank you very much. Divine, you will quickly tell us what SWIFTtrip is all about and also the PYC. So she will do the introduction and also the PYC, how customers will benefit from this business. And I want to urge every one of us, in case you're here for the very first time, please stay tuned so you will listen to the presentation in full, in details, for you to get better understanding of this opportunity that you have before you. So after the end of the presentation, then you can make a decision if you will be part of SWIFTtrip, this generational business, or not. Okay, so everything boils down to your decision. We in SWIFTtrip, as everyone can attest to, we cannot force you to be an owner of this business. The only thing we can do is to show you, and myself and Divine are here this morning to show you the opportunity that is in SWIFTtrip. Then if you can see it, which simply means you can fly with us. But if you cannot see it, there is nothing we can do. We can help you see it. All we can do is to show you. And there's this saying we keep saying, that all we can do is all we can do, and all we can do is enough. All right, so I will, at this moment, I will give the mic to Divine for her to tell us what SWIFTtrip entails and also how customers of this business will benefit. And also, Divine wouldn't fail to make mention of when we are to launch this business. All right, over to you, Divine.
Thank you so much, Honorable Favor.
Thank
you
you
for the opportunity. Good morning, able shareholders of SWIFTtrip. We're happy to be here with you this morning, and today we'll be talking about SWIFTtrip and what SWIFTtrip is all about. So we say SWIFTtrip is a Web 3.0 decentralized model. We're talking about building the system on a blockchain. We're talking about a system that needs no third party, a system that you are in control of. Building a system whereby you don't need to call someone for payment, but rather everything has been programmed to work in a specific way. And then we'll have our mobility. So when we talk about mobility, it has to do with movement, it has to do with transportation. And in the transportation section, we have the airways and also the e-taxi. So now SWIFTtrip is building this app that helps you book a flight, and we are owning our own airlines. And then we also have our e-taxi. SWIFTtrip is building you an app that helps a driver connect to its passenger. At the comfort of your home, you book your ride and your driver comes pick you up. And then we'll have our e-commerce. Yes, we are building you this platform that helps you shop online. I always tell people that we are getting to that era whereby you don't need to go to the market. You don't need to stress yourself to get a particular product. Using your gadget, using your phone at the comfort of your home and office, you would shop online and get whatever you want. And then we'll have the logistic aspect. Now, after shopping online, how do you convey those goods down to your home or destination? Now, using the logistic aspect, you will build your things back to your home or wherever you are. Now, it makes it easy that SWIFTtrip is bringing you 4 services that will be running in one. 4 great services. I mean, when you look at the services, these are things that are common in our day-to-day activities. These are things we can't do without. And then it is so interesting that there are things that makes us unique. There are things that makes us stand out of the system, because these services I mentioned are things that are already in existence. So why would people want to patronize us? Why would they want to make use of our services? That is where we have our PYC. Yes, PYC means pay your customers. So in SWIFTtrip, you're being put on a payroll. As a customer, you go to shop and you get whatever you want, and at the end of your shopping, you're being given a discount to say thank you for making use of our services, thank you for shopping with us. It's incredible that SWIFTtrip is bringing us this thing that is unique, because it has never been done anywhere. SWIFTtrip is the first to put it out there. So it is unique, it is different. So I'll be showing you how the PYC works and how everything will be splitted. Yes, as a shareholder, as a customer, you're going to see how all the money and everything will be splitted and you get your payment. All right, so using the e-taxi for illustration, I would like to share my screen. Let's see, let me share my screen. Okay, I'm sure you can see my screen. All right. Now I'll be using the e-taxi for illustration. So let's assume a passenger books a ride and the driver comes pick you up and takes you to your destination. Now once you arrive, definitely you have to make your payment. Now this passenger is paying 100%. I know you beat this vehicle, he has to fuel it, he has to maintain it as well, so he's getting an 80% out of it. And then we have our customer driver referrals. Yes, SWIFTtrip, it's going to make us a trillionaire in dollars. When we say it, you tend to feel like we are joking, but this is it. I mean, we are not just paying you, we pay down to the 4th generation. You that referred a driver to come work for the company, you're being paid for referring. Most of us, we do a lot of referral and nobody even tends to even tell us thank you. But in SWIFTtrip, you refer someone to make use of, to be a driver in SWIFTtrip, and you're being paid down to your 4th generation. So let's see how this money will be splitted to the customer driver referrals. So they are being given 1.5%, and out of this 1.5%, the first generation gets 1%, the second generation gets 0.3%, the third and the fourth generation gets 0.1%. And then we have our customer driver referrals. Now these are, as a shareholder in SWIFTtrip, we've launched business. When you refer people to make use of the app, to make use of any of our services, you're being paid. You're being paid to refer people to come shop with us, to come use our e-taxi or the aviation system. You're being paid as well. So let's see, down to your 4th generation. So let's see, the first generation also gets 1%, the second generation gets 0.3%, the third and the fourth generation gets 0.1%. And then we have on this other side, we have the shareholders. Now, looking up, you see stakeholders get 2% and the node holders get 3%. I know you'll be wondering, who are the stakeholders and who are the node holders? Now, the stakeholders are persons that are coming in with a whole lot of money, with some millions into the business. And then the node holders are persons. Today, the node slot is being sold for 52,000 naira. So these are persons coming in with 52,000 node holders. And the node holders are more than the stakeholders. All right. And then we also have the middle box. When you look here, see in the middle box, you will also see 10% for the platform provider. Yes, 10% is for the platform provider. This is for the company. I mean, remember I will tell you, SWIFTtrip is not limited to Nigeria alone. SWIFTtrip is a global business. So we would be going in and into every country. And how are we going to achieve that? Using this 10%. And then we have 2% remaining. Yes, this 2% is going back to this passenger that booked this ride to say thank you for patronage, thank you for making use of our services, thank you. And you know, the good thing is that if you have to make use of the e-taxi section 1,000 times a day, you get that percentage. But if you go to a shop, probably you have to buy their services or make use of their services or buy their things maybe 1,000 times before they could decide to give you a percentage or a discount. But in SWIFTtrip, at every patronage, you're being given a cashback to say thank you, and this cashback can be withdrawn. You can make use of it. You mustn't use it to make a ride again or to shop back again. No, you can withdraw it and make use of your money. So it's incredible how these services, not just the e-taxi alone, the e-commerce, the aviation, and the logistics, you are earning back. You get a cash back from each and every one of the services. For making use of it, you get a cash back. So it is incredible, it is unique, it is different. And then you would ask, when is SWIFTtrip going to launch? Now, always tell you, we will launch at the sale of 3% of our shares. At the sale of 3% of the node shares. And how many persons are in this 3%? This is 2.4 million shareholders. So at the heat of 2.4 million shareholders, we are launching business. So it is incredible. If you've heard this morning, don't miss SWIFTtrip. I'll be handing back to Mr. Favor. Thank you so much, Mr. Favor.
All right, thank you very much, Divine, for that breakdown. I believe we now understand what SWIFTtrip is all about. To those of us that will be like, oh, I've been hearing about SWIFTtrip, what is SWIFTtrip? Divine has been able to give us a better understanding of what SWIFTtrip is, right? And you can see our uniqueness, our selling point, that thing that will make us stand out. By the time we launch business, have you ever seen a company that pays our customers from patronage? Yes. What's the company? SWIFTtrip. We are the first company globally to put our customers on payroll, that whenever they patronize the company, they earn. It has never been done. It has never been done. Now, having known this, how a non-shareholder, a non-subscriber of this business will benefit just by patronizing the company. We want to quickly look at this aspect now. As a pioneer of this business, how will you earn? What is in it for you? How will you benefit? If a transaction happens in Nigeria, will you earn? How much will you earn? If a transaction happens in another country, in another state, will you earn? How much will you earn? That is very important. As a business owner, you need to know how you earn, and also how much profit you will make out from this business, if it is something good or not. That is what we want to quickly look at now. And for us to look at this, our first speaker already made mention of the levels of subscribers in SWIFTtrip, whereby we have the node holders and the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? If you look at my screen closely, you will see subscribers levels. And we went further to tell you that in SWIFTtrip, there are two kinds of subscribers in SWIFTtrip, of which we have the stakeholders, which is from level 1 to level 7. Level 1 to level 7. That is the stake slot. I believe you can see dealer slot, standard slot, basic 1 slot, basic 2 slot, basic 3 slot, basic 4 slot, and the base slot. Okay, so all of these are the the stake slot. We want to quickly look at the other aspect, which is the node slot, which is a level 8. How much does it cost? 100,000 naira. You can see the various prices of the stake slot and that of the node slot. The stake slot rather goes for how much? For the dealer slot, it goes for 128 million naira. 128 million naira. You can see we have the standard slot. How much? 64 million. We have the one of 32 million, 16 million, 8 million, 4 million, and 2 million, with an ownership percentage of what? If you come in with a dealer slot, you own the app by 0.05%. If you come in with a base slot, which is 2 million, you own what? 0.0 in 3 places, 5%. That's awesome. What does this percentage simply mean? Simply means whenever transaction happens, you are earning according to that percentage. Whether from the e-taxi, the aviation, the logistics, the e-commerce, you are earning according to that percentage. For what? For life. For life. We are not telling you that this is going to be something you will earn for 50 years or 100 years. This is a transgenerational business we are talking about. You see the note slot, how much does it cost? 100,000 naira. 100,000 naira. And the ownership percentage is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. It's 100,000 naira, but lucky are you today. You hearing from us this morning. We are on promo. I'm talking. It's selling at the rate of what? Let's quickly look at that. Let's look at what SWIFTtrip is selling for today. Stay of 52,000 naira. What do I mean? Simply means this is increasing gradually by 500 naira every 72 hours until it gets to the actual price, which is what? 100,000 naira. And please do not make a mistake of saying, okay, I will wait until it gets to 100,000 naira. Maybe then it must have increased in value. It's still the same ownership percentage you're owning. 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Whether you buy it at the rate of 5,000 when it was selling at 5,000, or today that is selling for 52,000, or tomorrow, or when it will sell at the rate of 100,000 naira, you are still owning the same percentage. So now you've heard it at a promo price of 52,000 naira today. Please don't miss out on it. Now let's quickly look at how you will earn as a stakeholder, and also how you will earn as a node holder. I believe this is where most of us are interested in. You want to know how much you will earn from this business. Now don't forget this. Let me go back to this. The dealer slot, which costs how much? 128 million. What's your ownership percentage? 0.05%. Let's take note of that. And also you who come in with the note slot of today, selling at the rate of 52,000 naira, you own what? You own 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Now let's look at how you will benefit from this business. I want to share my calculator. I will do it like this. I believe you can all see my screen. Now, borrow me your imagination. Let's look at it as SWIFTtrip has launched business. We've launched business, and a transaction happens here in Nigeria. You as a dealer's holder, you as a node holder, what will be your profit from one trip that happened in Nigeria? Is it possible that after the launch of business we will perform just one trip? No. But then I want to just give you per trip analysis. And we are looking at this, that this trip that happened cost a passenger 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira. As a node holder, what will be your profit from that 2,000 naira the passenger paid? And as a dealer holder, what will be your profit? Now what do we do? How do we do that? We do 2,000 naira times the volume of your share as a dealer's holder, which is 0.05%. This is what you get. 1 naira for someone who came in with what? The dealer's slot of 128 million naira, owning 0.05% of the company. Now you see 1 naira, you might get pissed, but it is not small. You ask yourself, how can I come into a business with 128 million and I'm earning 1 naira? If only you know this 1 naira is massive. That's the word I would use. Is massive. You won't complain. Because of what? What we are building is a system. You as a node holder, you came in with what? For today, 52,000 naira. We'll do the same calculation. 2,000 times the volume of your share, which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. This is what you get, 0.0 in 4 places, 25 kobo. This is massive. It is massive because we are building a system. Come together, let's build this system. A system that will pay us even while we retire to bed. A system that will pay us effectively. A system that will pay us consistently, because what we are building is something that will not lack patronage at all. Don't joke with the system. Don't joke with the power of system. Now, you heard the first speaker made mention of the fact that we are launching this business at a certain milestone, which is at the reach of 2.4 million shareholders of this business, 2.4 million pioneers of this business. What does that tell you? It simply tells you that we are building our customer base of 2.4 million individuals before we launch business. That should tell you that by the time we launch this business, there are thousands of persons that will book trip that day when we will announce that we've launched business. Millions of persons that will book trip that day just to test the system. And you earn from those persons as a subscriber, as a pioneer of this business. System. Don't joke with system. An example, let's look at why what we are building is more massive than what we have now. For instance, if you're a keke rider, of course you know that your effort is needed, your time is needed. You need to fuel the car. Whenever, if you go to the junction today and you look for passengers, after getting the passenger, you remember it's your effort you're using to get those passengers. After shouting and shouting, so and so place, so and so place, you are able to get your passenger. You move or you drive your keke and drop this passenger at their various locations. Then you have to repeat the same thing at destination. When you want to sleep, that keke is parked out there. Is the keke working for you? No. As you are sleeping, you're not making any money. But in SWIFTtrip, as you're sleeping, you are making money. Because once it's night in Nigeria, in another country, it's their morning. And as it's their money, they are transacting, you are earning. Don't joke with the system. This is a global business. I've been able to make you understand that. Now let's look at how this 0.0 in 4 places, 25 kobo, and all this 1 naira I just showed you will make you a trillionaire in dollars. As we keep saying that SWIFTtrip is the next. How is that going to work? Now let's quickly look at 5 years. Let's project into the future. 5 years after the launch of this business, a transaction happens. Or transaction happens. The truth is that because of our uniqueness, because of what we are giving out, the PYC, by the time we launch this business, in 5 years, we must have performed trillions of trips. Remember, it's a global project. It's a global business. Now, we want to do a worst case scenario. And we are looking at 50 trillion trips. And we are also saying that these 50 trillion trips all cost 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira. Is it possible? One question I want you to ask yourself: is it possible for all the trip that happens in Nigeria, in China, in Cameroon, in Kenya, all part of the world, is it possible for all of this trip to cost 2,000 naira? No. It is not possible. But then, because we are calculating and we want to get to to a good, we want to get to an accurate figure or calculation, let's stick or tie all of this trip to 2,000 naira. Let's say that they all cost 2,000 naira. Now we'll do the same thing. We are going to times, I want you to please follow me. We're going to times 2,000 naira by the volume of your share. Okay, let's do it like this. 2,000 naira times 50 trillion trips that happen in the space of 5 years. 50 and 12 zeros is 50 trillion trips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What is he giving us? 1.E17. You then times this by the volume of your share as a dealer's holder. Now the volume of your share as a dealer's holder is what? 0.05%. You can see that what we are showing you when we are saying SWIFTtrip is going to make you $1 trillion in dollars. You can see it. Now this person in the space of 5 years has earned already 50 trillion trip. That is 5 exponential 13. 5 and 13 zeros. Isn't this amazing? Of course it is. For just one service. Remember the first speaker told you that we are rendering 4 services. Our major services are the 4. Now this analysis I'm just doing, this calculation is just for the e-taxing. You can see that once things begin to happen in volume, especially business like SWIFTtrip, transportation, that you as the owner of this business, you earn. You earn. As it's spreading, your tentacles are spreading as well. Your bank account is spreading as well. The money entering your bank account is spreading, because from every transaction that happens, you earn according to the patronage, the transactions that took place. Now this is for someone who I showed earlier on 1 naira. Let's quickly look at you who I showed 0.0 in the 4 places 25 kobo. We'll still do the same calculation, which includes 2,000 naira times 50 trillion. Remember it gave us 1.E7 scenario in just one of our services. Now let's stretch it. Let's say it took SWIFTtrip 10 years to perform this transaction, to perform 50 trillion trips. And you look at your back office in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. For a business, you came in with 52,000 naira at today, and you look at it and you see that you've been able to make a profit of 1,250,000,000 naira. Please, will you say it's a bad business? No. And please do not forget that this business, this note slot you are hearing that is selling at the rate of 52,000 naira today, a time will come it will be sold for at least 200 million with what? The same volume of share, which is 0.0 in 10,000, 15,000, 22,500, 30,000, so on and so forth. Only the same percentage. Do not joke with SWIFTtrip. SWIFTtrip is business unusual. Business unusual. SWIFTtrip is going to change your financial blueprint. SWIFTtrip is going to change our generation. SWIFTtrip is going to eradicate poverty from nations. See, any nation we are entering, do you know what we are doing? Do you know what SWIFTtrip is doing? We are employing the entire citizen of every nation. If you can see this, don't miss it. Don't fail to be part of SWIFTtrip, because you will regret it if after listening to the person that told you about SWIFTtrip, if after listening to our presentation on Telegram, if after coming to our live seminars in our various states, and you are not part of it and will launch this business, the regret will be massive. The regret will be massive. Don't miss SWIFTtrip. Now I've been able to show you how you will earn from this. Now I want to quickly show you that is in this I just show you now is in 5 years analysis. It's a 5 years analysis. I'm not saying that this business or this profit you're seeing on my screen now, you will have to wait until 5 years before you will have to wait until 5 years before you launch, before you make profit from this business. No. It's not. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, can we hear me now? Okay. My okay. Okay, sir. So thank you very much, sir. Um, just a minute. Okay. So I want to show you quickly how you can earn now that we've not launched business. How you can earn now that we've not launched business. Okay, how do you earn now that we've not launched business? This is through our affiliate market. Let me share my screen once again. Let me share my screen so we can see how we can earn from this business now that we've not launched business. Okay, this is what I showed us earlier on, where we'd be in 5 years from now. And you can see how a business you came in with 52,000 naira has been able to yield for you 1,250,000,000 naira. Please do not miss SWIFTtrip. The best we can do is what we've done this morning. We've shown it to you and we say do not miss SWIFTtrip. Okay, now you can earn from SWIFTtrip via our affiliate market. And SWIFTtrip is saying that if you go out there after hearing from us, you go out there and you decide to talk to people about SWIFTtrip. You decide to go out there and talk to people about SWIFTtrip. The company pays you advert bonus. Stakeholder to SWIFTtrip. If you introduce a stakeholder to SWIFTtrip, you earn advert bonus of 12,000. Okay, ahead and talk to. And what's the first generational advert bonus? We have, if you introduce someone directly, you earn fourth generation, you earn 400 naira. Encourage you. No business does not qualify, or what word should I use? It does not. Let me use the word qualify, or matches the work you did. I don't know. Sometimes English will just leave us. That's why it's not our own. Okay, so just permit me. So SWIFTtrip is giving you that 50,000 naira motivated to do the work. And this 50,000 naira, your 12,000 naira advert are still intact. Okay, so once you are recognized as a SWIFTtrip runner and you look at it, you love it, you decide to go ahead and talk to more persons about SWIFTtrip, and you're able to register 500 persons directly under you, the company appreciates you with 1,000,000 naira, and you are considered what? SWIFTtrip icon. Your 12,000 naira advert bonus are still intact. And if you go out and you're able to talk to persons about SWIFTtrip and you're able to register 5,000 persons directly under you, the company appreciates you with 10,000,000 naira. And you are considered the face of SWIFTtrip. Isn't that awesome? If you, by your own self, decide to do this calculation, 12, let's assume all of the advert bonus are 12,000 naira. And you add your 12,000 naira plus 50,000 naira plus 1,000,000 plus 10 million, you will see that what you've made out from this business, even at the vision stage, is massive. So SWIFTtrip will make you a billionaire, a millionaire, even now that we are still at the vision stage, if only you decide to do the work by sharing the idea of SWIFTtrip to everyone. So please do not miss SWIFTtrip, because SWIFTtrip will definitely make you a trillionaire in dollars. Now we'll say subscribe now and make your payment to the company's account, which is FCMB 8284558014. And this is where we are begging everyone, new subscriber, please do not make payment to an individual's account. Do not make payment to an individual. Maybe you met the person on Facebook or WhatsApp, and the person came to you and said, yes, you can make payment to my account. I am a shareholder or an admin. If you go to the WhatsApp group chat, you will see me as an admin in SWIFTtrip group. Pay your money to me and I will get you registered. Please do not do that. Do not make such mistake. Do not make such mistake, okay? So we are advising everyone to please make your payment to the company's account number 8284558014, SwiftBiz Transport Limited. And once you've done that, the next step for you to take is to send your proof of payment to the person that told you about SWIFTtrip. The person that told you about SWIFTtrip, who is your sponsor, that person is considered your sponsor. So you will send your first name, your last name, your email, and your phone number to the person. The person will guide you. The person will register you. If the person is a hub admin, he or she will send your node ID for your registration or guide you on how to do the registration in case you're registering your downline. Okay, so please always make your payments to the company's account. And we have hub admins in the house. We have hub admins in the house, and after now I will guide us and show us the hub admin we have in various states. In case you're in any of the states, you can also meet these hub admins. Okay, so that being said, we've come to the end of today's presentation, and we want to quickly give permission to questions. We want to quickly give permissions to questions. And if you have questions to ask, you can raise your hands. If maybe anything we've said this morning, you're finding it difficult to understand one thing or the other, please, the avenue has been given to you to ask your question, or if there's any contribution you have, please do well to share your contribution. That's the aspect we are now. And we are to end this meeting at 11 o'clock. Okay, so if you have question, if you have contribution as able shareholders of this business, please don't fail to raise your hand. So the privilege will be given to you to ask your question, and we move ahead to the next thing, which is introducing the hub admins of SWIFTtrip. Okay, how do you, okay, sorry, let me quickly explain to us how to raise our hands. How do we do that? By clicking on the middle button. Once we click on that middle button, the privilege will be given to us to ask our question. Okay, the privilege will be given to us to ask our question, and your mic will be unmuted. Seems like most persons I'm seeing here today are shareholders of SWIFTtrip. Please, we ask for contribution, for questions if you have. And while we are waiting for that, let's quickly introduce the hub admins of each state. We have Mr. Chukwu Emeka. I don't know, where do I do that? Okay, I believe you can see my screen. Can we see my screen? All right, this is Mr. Chukwu Emeka, the hub admin of Abakaliki. Okay, is an ambassador of SWIFTtrip. If you're in Abakaliki, please do not fail to meet or connect with Mr. Chukwu Emeka. We have two hub admins there in Ebonyi. We have 2 admins there in Ebonyi State. I don't know if the other admin of Ebonyi State is around. Okay, so this is Mr. Chukwemeka, the first hub admin in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, and we have Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry, who is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in River State, in Port Harcourt. Okay, so all River State's intending subscribers and shareholders should connect with him. So if we have registrations as well, okay, and we have Dr. Tamke, an ambassador of SWIFTtrip in Edo State. In Edo State, if you're in Edo State, please don't fail to connect with Dr. Tamke. Okay, so we have who else do we have here? I saw Mr. C. Prime earlier on. Okay, we have Madam Christy Ngozi Akpabio. She is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Lagos State. We have about 3 hub admins in Lagos State, but I'll only introduce the ones that are in the meeting. Okay, so she is the first hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Lagos State. Okay, all right, so we have who else do we have here? Okay, Mr. Chukuma Cipran, Mr. Chukudi rather Cipran. He is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Enugu State. If you're in Enugu, please don't fail to connect with him for your registration and also clarity as well. Okay, and they are ambassadors of SWIFTtrip in their various states, so they are representing us, and you can always reach out to them if you are in their state. Okay, so these are the hub admins we have in the house in the meeting today, and myself, I'm the national admin of SWIFTtrip, and I reside in the headquarters in Port Harcourt. Okay, so for errors, for node IDs, for anything, you can always reach out to me, and by God's grace we will attend to you. Okay, thank you very much. And Mr. Ezekiel, is it about your mic or you have a contribution? I guess it should be about your mic, so I've unmuted your mic. And while we are still waiting for questions, I just want to quickly let us know that our 100 campaign is still campaign is still ongoing. So if you are able to register 3 to 4 persons within 8 days, which is Friday to Friday, you win yourself a gift, which is a face cap, SWIFTtrip branded face cap. If you're able to register 5 persons within 8 days, you win yourself a branded shirt. If you're able to register 6 to 7 persons within 8 days, you win yourself a fruit blender. Can we hear me? My network. Okay, I'm back now. Okay, so I said if you're able to register 6 to 7 persons within 8 days, Friday to Friday, you win yourself fruit blender. And if you're able to register 8 to 9 persons from Friday to Friday, you win yourself a traveling bag. If you're able to register 10 to 14 persons from Friday to Friday, which is 8 days, you win yourself 25 kg bag of rice. If you're able to register 15 to 19 persons from Friday to Friday, you win yourself 50 kg bag of rice. 50 kg bag of rice. Can we hear me? Okay, so you win yourself 50 kg bag of rice if you're able to register 15 to 19 persons, and if you're able to register 20 persons. If you're able to register 20 persons from Friday to Friday, you win yourself a brand new phone. Okay, so you can be part of this. We have lots of winners. So many persons have won all of these gifts. So it is not for special persons, it's for everybody. So long you're serious with it, you can be a winner of the brand new phone, 50 kg bag of rice, 25 kg bag of rice, traveling bag, fruit blender, a shirt, and a branded cap. So all you just have to do is to get to work. Instead of buying the shirt at the rate of 6,000 naira, why don't you just register 5 persons and win it? Registering 5 persons, you've already gotten your advert bonus. and you still have your shirt. So wisdom is profitable to direct. So that's that. And let's not forget, we that are in Port Harcourt, our seminar holds tomorrow at 12 noon. So seat booking is still ongoing until 6 p.m. tonight. Okay, so let's not fail to book our seat. Invite our friends, our loved ones, our colleagues. Just invite them so they can join and listen to what SWIFTtrip is all about. Okay, so thank you very much. While we are still waiting for question, I don't know if Mr. Chukwuemeka can just briefly give us one or two words this morning, sir. Mr. Chukwuemeka. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Is it network or what? Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Able shareholders in the house, I greet you all. Our friends in the house, we welcome you. We celebrate your presence. We've had it from our national admin and the PA to the CEO. You know, whenever I hear from our national admin, I have this, my confidence grows more. Why I say that is this. It is people that are around you. People that are around you that can tell who you are. And if you want to know a leader, look at the people around him. If you look at our CEO and our national admin, the age gap is not much. But you can see the national admin following. For him to follow even when there is nothing means that there is something in this thing. This thing we are telling you today we have an office. You can see the admin, national admin, speaking from the office of SWIFTtrip headquarters. Today we have a website. People joined my WhatsApp group from Facebook yesterday, and they have been joining. What I do is I forward the information of SWIFTtrip and our website. Before now, we don't have it. Today, we have a website. 2 days ago, I was speaking with a man. He said, "Can I know the number of people you already have? Is there how I can access it?" I said, "We already have an app." He said, "Wow, that's encouraging." I opened the app. I showed him everything. Today, we have something we are making reference to, things we can show people, evidence. But this young man followed our CEO. And remember, I said the age bracket is not much. You know, when you are following an elder and he's telling you something that will happen, it is easier for you to believe that elderly person. It is easier for you to believe the person. But if someone that is of your age bracket or that didn't senior you much, no evidence, and he's telling you something, and you believe that person, you deserve an accolade. Our national admin, we salute you.
Thank you very much,
I'm
sir.
hearing from you. Number one is that our national admin is from Edo State. Our CEO is from Enugu State. They are not from the same state. But he believed the vision. If a young man like him can believe this vision, when there is no office, when there is nothing, he was following the CEO. They will talk to people, come back, no food to eat. According to our CEO, the CEO said it. In one of our presentations in Enugu, in one of our program in Enugu, while the CEO was talking, he remembered those years. He started weeping. So our national admin followed when there is nothing on ground. And that thing he believed, only the words of the CEO, but today they are materializing right before him. You that have website, you that have an office, you that have an app, and they are telling you there's going to be an airport tomorrow. There's going to be an app that will operate for the e-commerce, and you are still doubting it. Take our national admin and encourage yourself. Take our national admin as an example, who believed when there was nothing. If he can believe when there was no office and today there is an office, do you think it is now at this level that the other things our CEO is telling us will not happen?
No
So,
way.
guys, let's run with this vision. It will make us proud. Thank you, National Admin.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm grateful and I really appreciate. Thank you for the insight you've given to every one of us this morning, for making us understand the reason why we ought to take this swift